I love improv. I studied at the Groundlings years ago and I saw the power in it. And I also studied with Lee Strasberg and the method and with Stella Adler and great teachers. And what my takeaway from all this training was we get so locked into who we are and we're so rigid with that belief of this is who I am because this is my nationality and this is how my parents are and this is how I dress and this is how I eat and this is my favorite food and this is my favorite this and that. But when you throw on a wig and you wear crazy ass clothes and you're just improvising and this is who you are, you do the who, what, where, you are, say, a prostitute in Amsterdam and you're trying to solicit business, and then you put on that costume and you play that role. Then you're a police officer in Prague and you are doing a shady deal or you're busting a gang ring, whatever it is. You step into the energy of that person and it changes you completely. Sometimes we did like on the street corner, there's a 6th grade teacher and there's a professional basketball player and there is, a teenager, whatever it is. Then you have them interact with who they are and what they want. We all want something. So what do you want? And watching the interplay. And then you turn that into these imposters of now your overthinker is going to talk to that person's victim, to that person's judge. And then you swap. Now you're the judge and now you're the overthinker. Now you're the victim and now you're the fixer. And your whole personality changes based on that and how you answer and respond. I was married for almost 20 years. And anytime we got into a fight, it would go rah, rah. And then about 4 years into the marriage, I started saying, wait, why don't we do some of the exercises I teach? Why don't we give ourselves names of our imposters? So whatever you're in the mood for, if he's going to just come home and be on his computer, then maybe I want to go out and go dancing, or maybe I'm in mom mode, or maybe he's in date mode. So if we're not in alignment, we always argued. So I'd say, who's coming home today? And then he would tell me, I'd go, oh, not going to work. So I'm going out. See you later. Go do whatever. Go do whatever it is I want to do. But if we match, and then we have a great time. And we were both like stunned when a year went by going, we did not have one fight this year. And usually it was several times a week. And we got along so much better. And we started doing sweet things for each other, little surprises out of just being ourselves, just natural, because we were happier. And we had this secret game we were playing. So improv could shift all your relationships. When I parent my daughter, when she does something wrong, I say, okay, you're playing the bad daughter right now. I'm going to play the bad mom. Then I go, rawr, how dare you do that? I'm going to slam this door. Rawr, you're a horrible child. Rawr, rawr, rawr. And then she's like, I'm doing this. I go, no, do it more. You're being too nice. Even if she's being a brat, be more of a brat. You're too, then she's more and more. Then we just start laughing and laughing and go, okay, let's be good daughter, good mom. Then we started being good daughter, good mom. I'm like, oh my God, thank God that's who we are. Putting those neural pathways in her brain. You're good. You're good. You're good. It does not feel good. Thank God we're not those, that person and, mother and child. So improv could go in every area of your life. When you go for a job interview, when you are working, when you're making deals, whatever it is you're doing, if you go, who do I want to be? Play that part and improvise it before you go. And then you'll be so much more relaxed and free thinking and not nervous and just go in there and soar because you're being you with humor. I could tell you a story where I raised $1 million in Japan to finance a feature film that I didn't even have. I just didn't want to go out and party every night like everyone is because I was a model there and I had great photographers and I wanted to go to bed by 10 because you had to get up by 5 and be on the set and all that stuff. I just said, oh, I'm not going to go out unless you invest in my movie. They're like, what are you talking about? What's your movie? I said, I'm not saying anything. It's $50,000 if you want to talk to me and you have to take me to dinner to talk about my movie. Anyway, it was just a joke. I was improvising. And then someone says, I will do that. I'm like, well, the money has to clear. And it cleared. 50,000 cleared. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're supposed to be smart. So we go out to dinner and they go, what's your movie? Then I start talking a little bit, sharing this and that. And then he wants to go out again. I said, nope, another 50,000. So he said, I'm going to take you to our board. It was a ball bearing company. So he took me to their board like a week or two later. And there's 4 or 5 guys sitting there. They said, what's your movie? And I just said, Psycho Sushi, just because I thought they were crazy for even indulging me, and they were eating sushi. And then, what's the movie about? Oh, a girl who goes to Japan and models, because that's what I'm there for. And they were saying, where's the budget? I said, oh, the budget doesn't matter. The budget's $1 million. And then I'm going to come for 250,000 more because I'm going to run out of money. They're like, what are you talking about? I go, that's what everyone does now. That's just the thing. I said, I don't know. I could have all the numbers on a page, but everyone just makes that up. They're like, okay. And I said, the reason you're going to invest in this movie is because you pay like 60 to 70% taxes. And this is going to come out of your business budget. And what do you want to improve? Since I've been there, I understood who they were. You want to improve your English. You're buying up American real estate and you love American women. I said, so invest in this movie. You come there 3 or 4 months at a time, then, go back to work in Japan for a few months and come back, and you're going to buy real estate. So even if this movie fails, which it probably will, you'll make money in real estate. You're going to improve your English and you're going to get to be with American girls. Everyone's going to want to be friendly with these new investors in town. I said, so you're going to get all your needs met. And it doesn't even matter if it makes money or not. You're not doing this for the money. You're doing this for the experience to enrich yourself. And this is going to be the gap year in your life where you're going to share for the rest of your life to your children, grandchildren of this year you were in America making a movie. I said, so that's why you're going to invest. I kid you not. I could go on. It's more details, but long story short, within 3 months, I had $1 million in my bank account. And that's because I was improvising. So that's the power of improvising. Now, if you told me go to Japan and try to raise $1 million and here's the script, it's perfect. We worked on it for a year. Here's the budget. We went through every no, change that. It won't cost that. It'll cost this. Then present it. Hi, yes, I know I've never done this before, but this is the budget. And I'm going to try to get the best piece. Nobody would buy it. So improv is powerful. It could make you $1 million and it could create a beautiful dynamic with your children. Instead of yelling at them and fighting, oh, you're not up on time. Your room's a mess. Just go, oh, how fun. We're messy today. Okay, let's now play. We're clean, and let's start doing this and not get mad. And the more you don't get mad and you are playful, they don't feel the need to rebel, because there's nothing to rebel against. And then when you're constantly playing these games or silly characters, all your relationships shift. And it helped my marriage. It helps everything. So improvise.